Well, good day everybody. Welcome back to another upload of It's a Dyer Thing. Rob here. Thank you very much for tuning in. First and foremost, before we go any further, do hit that notification button and the subscribe button. Well, first and foremost, if you see this video, that means it worked, and it allows me to do a lot of editing and get it up to you guys. But today is going to be about handguards on the Tenere 700. So if you want to go back, I will put a link up to my previous videos there, and you can kind of get a view of some of the past riding videos that I did with my Tenere for 2021. You'll notice that it was not running the stock handguards. As of last year, I had as well the Acerbis or Acerbis handguards. These are the X-Factor handguards here. I was very lucky because I had a very old set of mounting clamps and some hardware that allowed me to run the Acerbis or Acerbis handguards here, which were the heavy-duty handguards. Not that I have anything against the stock original handguards and or any of the other products out there. I know that there's the Barkbusters and stuff like that, but there's just one thing I didn't like and I don't like about first the stock ones. For me, I find that they loosen up fairly easily and they don't offer a good protection when it comes to your hands and the components around the actual handguards itself. They do move, so they're nice, they're cosmetic, they're good for wind protection and stuff like that. But when it actually comes down to hitting trees or hitting the ground, you know, you might feel it. So then there's a lot of the most popular one I would have to say is the Barkbusters. Absolutely fine, they're really nice. I just don't like the fact that you actually have to remove the stock bar end. Same with many other companies out there as well. I don't like the idea of having to remove the bar end, though it is replaced with another bar end. The weight of it I don't think is the same. You can comment down below if it is, but I'm just not a big fan of it. And then how the hardware connects to the handlebars. So why am I saying all this is because, again, you know, there's many companies out there that offer many different kind of brackets and clamps. I think this is very similar to the Barkbuster ones, right? And I've just never been a fan of it compared to what I used to have. Was quite intricate. I'll see if I can find some old pictures and I'll put them up here as well at the same time. They were really fancy, but unfortunately that manufacturer discontinued them and no longer makes them, and this is going back 9 years ago, so they were very old. Even though I did reach out to them, I asked, hey guys, you know, would you be interested? I think you would make a great sale for many Tenere owners out there. Unfortunately they didn't want to go back into that, I guess tooling costs or whatever. So anyways, doesn't matter. But yeah, so, you know, you got the Acerbis ones like this. You got the knockoff AliExpress or Amazon style, eBay, whatever you want to call it, like that. You have something similar to that, which again, this is also a knockoff, but I mean, very similar to the Barkbuster style. And I just didn't like it until I came across, yes, the Barkbuster ones. Now, this is not the same as what you would get when you buy the Tenere 700 Barkbuster handguard kit. They put a Barkbuster style bracket in and then they put a design clamp like that, right? A tubular style, and then with the bar ends and stuff like that. And like I said, I just didn't like to do that. So I took a gamble here and I ended up ordering up these guys here, which is the BTC Barkbusters 06 mounts, right? So this is the handguard, universal handguard mounting hardware kit. Why did I go with that? Is because it's like this, right? So if you're looking at that and you're like, well, that's very much similar to that or similar to that. It is, but it isn't. As you can see, this is a two-piece design, so clamps over your handlebar, but you have no adjustability here. Whereas this, as you can see, the height of it is much higher, and you kind of get this in a way, and that's what happens with the other Barkbuster ones. It's the way the mount works and the way the frame functions with the pivots and the adjustability, getting in the way with components on the Tenere 700, such as your master cylinder, big thing with the clutch adjuster as well, the clutch cable adjuster. Whereas this kit here, the BTC-06, yes, it's very similar to any of the other ones, but because this is a two-piece design, it allows you to now adjust, right? So you can have your adjustment this way, and you can have your adjustment this way, and then you can add in collars like that. So I did a first fit up test here, and I can put a picture up here if I still have it in my camera roll. It actually went on really well. It fit really nicely, but I was, with this bracket here, the back part of the bracket was coming into contact with the master brake cylinder banjo bolt that holds the brake line. So if you take a look here slowly, hopefully I can show it to you and you can actually physically see it. You'll see, yes, they're black because I painted them, but if you compare it to this one here, sorry guys, if you compare it to this one here, you can see it's slightly shaped a little bit differently. So basically what I did is I just cut it out and grind it down just to gain a little bit more clearance. So now when I go and rest it up against the handlebar, this bracket here will now clear the banjo bolt. So again, you know, it's no point in being able to fit it on, put it on, and then when you actually come to using the handguard for protection, that the weight transfers right through the handguard and then breaks components behind it. So that kind of sucks, and well, it defeats the purpose. So with this now, I've mounted it up, and that's what we're going to do. I finished painting it and I've allowed it to cure nice and dry. We are now going to take this little device, install it onto the Tenere 700. Allows me to put this Acerbis, or the Acerbis, whichever way you want to call it. I used to call it Acerbis. Now it's Acerbis, so an A chair B's. So Acerbis, the X-Factor handguard, which is this. So I have the two colors. I've got the Yamaha, or a blue and white one, and then I also got a black one. So you can actually buy these in individual pieces, or you buy it as a full kit. Why I wanted to go with this is because it is super wide, it's super thick, same as the existing handguards. So it offers a huge amount of wind protection, looks absolutely fantastic, really beefy, and then yeah, they're just overall bigger than the Barkbuster ones. I find the Barkbuster ones, you got more of the frame, the guard, and then just a smaller handguard. Now I don't know if they have add-ons and stuff like that you can always put to make it better, a little bit more wind resistant, but I like the thickness, I like the size of this one, and it's really heavy duty. As you can see, it really comes out, so no matter what kind of hand brake or clutch lever you have, I use the Jill's tooling design or style FX CNC design, where they're adjustable. But I do want to make sure that I have a lot of room because I got my big meaty sausage fingers here. I don't want to be coming into contact with these handguards. And for the most important part is the way that this is, you know, it is a little bit smaller than the Barkbuster ones, but I still want to be able to install these on with the handguards and keep the existing bar ends. So the Yamaha existing bar ends, because they're really thick, they're heavy duty, they're heavy, so they do dampen a lot of vibration. So that's what we're going to go do right now. I'm going to go down and I'm going to make sure that all my modifications on this clamp equals out, and then everything fits on. Now, before I go any further on this, it's not just, oh, let's order this bracket or this mount kit and then this hardware kit and then put it all together, do a little cutting, and Bob's your uncle and everything's fine. It's gonna take you to kind of get out of the box and dig around through some of your hardware drawers, chat with your local dealer and see if you can kind of get some additional brackets on. I can write down all the specs and all the additional hardware that you will probably need and what you'll have to do in order to make it fit. So again, it's not your rinky-dink mom and pop, you know, just order, slap it on and be good and be done with it. It's going to take some work, guys, to get it done. You know, fortunately enough, I do have a lot of hardware, lots of extra stuff and spare parts that I always keep over the years from doing all sorts of things. So, you know, I'm using here, it's an 1.25 inch spacer, or again, I'll put down the specs of what it is. This is just an aluminum spacer here that we use in the motors and the snowmobile industry. This is just for skis and stuff like that. And you know, I'm using my longer hardware because generally what you would use to do with these kinds of mounts is simply it's mounted up straight away. But by doing that, it's too close again to your clutch perch, it's too close to your brake lever. It's not a dirt bike. This is meant for dirt bikes, not meant for adventure bikes with all the extra you know, bulk to the handlebars. So you know, you're going to have to kind of get crafty. You're going to kind of have to come up with you know, alternate solutions in order to make it work. So basically, I'm just find spacers, find whatever you need that to make it work. So for such a thing like this, you know, it's going to be mounted up like that, right? So again, I'm gaining a lot more clearance out, then without also striking your meter and your and the windshield as well when you're on full turn, right? So you got to make sure that you're doing that, and then at the same time, you know, you want to get some new fasteners here. You know, the lengthwise is going to also depend, so I might have to cut this down once I put it into the actual existing factory bar end. So again, still work in progress, but we're definitely going to get to it. So I'm going to go and do initial fit up, make sure everything works out fine on both sides, see if I have to do any modifications to the clutch side, but I don't suspect that I need to. And then from there, we'll kind of go back, we'll recap. You don't need to see me doing the install. I'll get it done, get it installed, and then we'll kind of go over it and I'll explain what needs to be done and what was the end result. And then we can see how it finishes out, how it looks. And I'll decide from there whether if I'm going to go with the blue or if I'm going to go with the black. Again, this is going to be onto the 2022 Tenere 700, which is the blue one. But yeah, so got the Barkbuster hardware kit BTC-06 along with the X-Factor handguards here. This is the super install time, so let's go. All right, guys, so I just finished doing the install. So as I was upstairs and I explained to you exactly how we were going to do it, I finished doing the install and everything actually works as I suspected. So I'm really happy. One thing I did not mention, which I will now, and it's something that you will have to do if you are going to install these Acerbis or Acerbis X-Form handguards, is you do have no choice, or you have no choice, or you do have to install the handlebar risers. Now I have the genuine Yamaha handlebar risers on this one here, so they go up by, was it 15 mil or 20 mil? Anyways, one or the other. I wouldn't go any higher than that. You do want to use the genuine Yamaha ones because they are the best fitting, nice forming handlebar risers that they are for this Tenere. You have to do that because if you look underneath here, this is part of the clamp here, part of the bolt, and you got the fastener here. If you don't, you'll actually come in contact from this onto your fuel tank, and then you'll leave one hell of a bad mark. So by going up, as you can see now, we have a full, almost 3/4 of an inch clearance here. But in regards to fitment, like I said, the only thing I did, this is 26 millimeters of a spacer here, so you guys can find out your own spacers that you need. And then you got your fastener here, so that's 26 by another 10 by another 10. So you got 45 millimeters of bolt here, and this is an M8, right? So M8 by 1.25 by 40. In regards to the tapered fastener here as well, I'll give you the specs down below as what you need. So you definitely need the spacer because it does pull it out. As you can see now, everything is super nice, clean, flush. Everything is nice and well fitted. You can see in regards to how much protection you're going to have here once I put the actual handguard on. So as you can see on this side here, we do have the blue one, and right now I'm just kind of undecided. What am I going to do? Am I going to stick with the blue, or are we going to go with the black? I don't know.
They match.
They match. It looks nice.
In the sun, they match because the blue is dark, right? It was purple like the WR.
Exactly. So I think we're going to finish off with the blue ones for now. See how that goes. We have a lot more to do, but as you can see, nice, super clear. Sage, could you hold the camera here? I'm just going to show them in regards to the strength, the structure on this compared to the stock ones, right? The stock ones were really, really loose and they're flimsy. A couple of the other aftermarket brand ones as well, they're very, very loose and they're very tight. But like in regards to this, like here, look, watch. I got the bike, don't worry. But this thing is not going to move. Like it is so super solid. Like it is tough as nails. So I am not going to be worried by any means for it to actually fit here. So fast recap: Acerbis X-Form handguards with the Barkbuster mounts. And as you can see here, just nice. Because I did the modification of the bracket and I shaved it back, it does fit nice. There is no contact anywhere. It is super smooth, looks super nice. So other than that, I mean, everything really fits nicely. I'm very pleased with the outcome of this. So I will definitely write down all the description below. I'll put the quick links there for you guys to go and get it off of Amazon. Get this installed. Fairly simple to do. Put the specifications on there. Lots more to come, lots more to do on this 2022 Tenere 700. So until next time, guys, be good, be safe, take care, and don't forget, keep it covered. All right.
Are you slip-on exhaust or full exhaust?
It's a slip-on.
So do you keep this here, this guard?
Well, that's gonna, I don't know if that comes up. I swapped out for the 2022 skid plate. This is the Euro 5 exhaust. This is the Euro 5 cat exhaust. There's a lot of talk right now in regards to the 2021 skid plate still fitting on. So anyways, I sold the 2021 skid plate and I bought the 2022 skid plate. I'll get that soon. I don't know if this piece comes off or can it stay on with the skid plate, but anyways, yeah, one or the other, it's coming off, right? But then yes, this whole system stays on.
Well, your skid plate's black, right?
Yeah, well, it will be. It comes silver, but I'm going to get it powder coated. Yeah, you just take this clamp off and it's just there to there.
When you go get it powder coated, if this stays on, take this off.
Yep.
This.
Oh yeah, but to take all this off, it's just way too much work.
Not that much work.
Yeah, it's a lot.
You're just taking this bracket off.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
So you take this.
I know where you're going with this.
So you powder coat these blue.
Get it all powder coated.
This, the same blue, and then this black.
All right.
And that black. And then black skid plate.
It's him.